Okay, so Spain have beaten Slovakia 5-0 in Seville, and Sweden have beaten Poland 3-2. But I watched the Spain game. Were Slovakia that bad, or was Spain that good? I think it's somewhere in the middle. Slovakia were terrible. They showed nothing in this game. They completely imploded. Spain, well, they finally got some goals. I mean, admittedly, two of them were own goals. One of them was absolutely comical. There's a penalty miss in there. Morata's still lacking a lot of confidence, but other players stepped up and filled their boots. Really, I mean, the penalty is comical in how it's given away. It takes VAR to decide it. Morata steps up, Dubravka saves it. It's actually a well struck penalty. Dubravka does very well in saving it and pushes it away from the goal, so there's no chance on a rebound. And that's 6 penalties in a row Spain have missed. So if it comes down to the latest stages of the tournament and there's a late penalty or a penalty shootout, Spain are lacking some confidence from the spot, and Morata is lacking a lot of confidence. Although he was playing better today, he was more involved. He helps create Sarabia's goal by moving. His movement creates the space for Sarabia to score his goal in the second half. But the own goal by Dubravka is the most comical own goal you'll see for quite some time. I don't know what he's doing. I really don't. He bats the ball into his own net, catch it, push it over the bar. I don't know what Dubravka's doing there. He's also at fault partly for the second goal. Slovakia don't clear the corner properly. I mean, bearing in mind Dubravka's pulled a pretty decent save to give away the corner. But he charges out, gets chipped, a chipped cross back in. He's off his line, and Laporte can't get in the Man City side. Couldn't get into the France side, but because of his residency in Bilbao when he was playing there, and the fact he plays youth football there, he's registered to play for Spain. It's a very well taken header back across the goal. And that's 2-0 at half time. The amount of chances Spain missed, though, in that first half, it should have been more if their accuracy was better. Second half, Slovakia completely imploded. Sarabia's goal is created by Morata's movement in the box. On 55 minutes, Ferran Torres replaces Morata. He looked better in this game with his movement, his link-up play. He was willing to take the penalty, even though he's struggling for form. He had a good shot saved by Dubravka as well. So he was trying, but it's still only one goal in the tournament. He's lacking a bit of confidence. Ferran Torres, his little flick for the goal is a cheeky little finish, but the build-up play is the best build-up play Spain have done throughout the entire tournament. There is no doubt on that. And that makes it 4-0 on 66 minutes. And then Pau Torres, again, Slovakian defending is absolutely abysmal. It ends up being a Kushka own goal. He clears it with his wrong foot. He toe pokes it. I mean, it's a similarly comical own goal. I mean, Slovakia were just terrible. In Spain's defence, if they were playing against a better team with a bit more fight about them and a bit more, of a decent press and counter attack, they may not have won this game. So I don't know how much Spain can take out of this, apart from they finally found their goal scoring touch, but there's still issues in key areas, especially up front. They haven't really got a centre forward firing. They're playing with a lot of attacking midfielders in forward positions where you would expect a centre forward or a striker to be, and they need to get Morata confident. But on saying that, Slovakia was so bad. This is the first blowout scoreline as well in the tournament. Will other sides be really worried about Spain? The first half they were so wasteful, and in the previous two group games they've not really proven to be accurate enough in front of goal. And they've been very easy to defend, quite frankly, when they're taking shots from distance. And they were even doing that in this game. Even though they're winning the game, they're still got players shooting from well outside the box who aren't known regular goal scorers. So there's still issues with this Spain side. The fact they put 5 past Slovakia, it could have been 10. And, questions have to be asked about the Slovakian performance and how shocking it was. There is no other way to describe it. The other game apparently was a thriller in St. Petersburg, and I've watched the wrong game. I mean, Sweden 3, Poland 2. It means Poland go home out the group stage. Slovakia, because they finished their goal difference is done for them because they're not in the top 4 best third-place sides going through. All they needed was a draw. They were so passive It's unreal. But how much can Spain really take from this? Because the opposition really didn't test them today. There was no battle in midfield. There was no counter attack worthy of note where they're pressurising the defence to actually defend, and Unai Simon to make any meaningful saves. How much can they take from this? Because they weren't challenged defensively. Because Slovakia was so passive and generally it just showed no energy and no effort. It raises a few questions personally. But I thought the days of blowout scores in tournament football were a thing of the past. On this performance, no. We'll have to see how the final group games in France's group pan out. Because for passion and energy, the Hungarians have been the best, in my opinion. For performances, Portugal's performance against Hungary in the last 10 minutes has been pretty good, but none of the sides in that group have really hit top gear yet and have really put a performance in. So any one of the 4 teams can get through from that group. And looking on this performance from Spain, the previous 2 games you would be the marker to look at how they're playing. Yes, they've got a 5-0 win, but they didn't really have to play well to do it. Yes, Sarabia's goal is the best bit of build-up play Spain have actually had in the tournament, but they were helped by 2 comical own goals and really passive, uninterested opposition. Plain and simple. So, if you are a Spain fan, you can be happy with the result. It is a win. It's some momentum, but there's going to be much tougher tests, and I don't think this Spanish side is as good as Spanish sides a decade ago. I don't think they're on the same level. They are still lacking something, and Morata, they need to work on his confidence. His ability is there. He was having a much better game today. I think the penalty miss may have knocked him a little bit, and the guy who replaces him, Ferran Torres, scores after 30 seconds of being on the pitch with his first touch. So that's got to be an issue that, Luis Enrique has to deal with, is getting Morata feeling positive and confident, because he was getting chances, he was creating, and he was linking up really well with other players. It's just that final shot, that final chance. He might have to get a scrappy goal just to get himself some more confidence. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts below, and I'll have obviously a video on the final group games this evening. We'll see how the Germans do against the Hungarians. We'll see how the French do against the Portuguese. That'll be really interesting to see how that pans out. So thank you very much for watching. I'll have some more videos for you very, very soon.